Russian Subway Dogs. Seems like one of those games that's too silly to be true. Your first take is, what? Okay, but that's too absurd to work. After playing though, you can tell there's some serious thought and love put into this game. Just look at this cute little guy. Yeah, it's quirky, but brings a charm that really works. I would have never guessed that a game about living in the subway as a dog could be so compelling. On an initial look, Russian Subway Dogs is about barking at Russians carrying food items and making them drop it so you can eat. I mean, that pretty much sums up the game, but it goes a bit deeper than that once you start juggling items and catching them in the air. So there's a lot more mechanically than you expect. Although you do need to keep your hunger meter from depleting. That is the main goal. If it does reach 0, then you die. But all the food the people drop isn't edible. When you first start, some humans are drinking vodka, which isn't good for dogs. Russian Subway Dogs isn't about to let that go to waste, and if it does drop on edible food, like a shawarma, then it's instantly cooked and worth more points. How ridiculous. Yet you're not the only one looking for an easy meal on the subway. Other dogs are there to snatch up any food you're not quick enough to grab. The point system is a little underexplained, but food gives a meager amount of points alone. Cooked food gives a little bit more, and if you juggle the vodka by barking before cooking the food, then the bonus is even higher. Where the points really start to pour in is when you eat the food before it hits the ground. While you can catch it while standing on the ground, it gets more exciting when the game makes you jump up in the air and grab it. It starts a multiplier that you have until you eat food off the ground. Eating everything in the air as much as possible is key to getting a high score. Russian Subway Dogs has 2 different modes. The first mode you're introduced to is the campaign. The levels are along the subway lines and start off with only a few types of people and expand from there. It can get chaotic as more and more mechanics are layered in. Russian Subway Dogs does a good job of introducing new mechanics and not overwhelming the player. There's some crazy additions too. For example, a bear or a hot sauce guy. It's nice they show you what is going to be in the level before starting. The main goal of the level is to complete 3 different challenges before the time runs out. The challenges give a bone, and future levels are locked behind an arbitrary amount of these bones. For example, some of the challenges are eliminating 2 enemy dogs with 1 vodka bottle, or juggling a vodka bottle 5 times. At the end of the level, your score is graded on a scale of F to S, but there are no leaderboards. While the challenges are fun to complete, locking the levels behind them is not great. It forces the player to do silly things in a level that sometimes goes against getting a high score, which you still need to focus on because even if you finish a challenge, it won't count unless your score grade is above an F. Scoring above an F is easy enough to do, but maybe not on your first time while trying to focus on the challenges. So you'll be replaying levels a bit. Also, you do not need to complete all 3 challenges, and if you want, you can focus on doing them one at a time. Inevitably, you'll be replaying levels to complete these challenges. Not that they are very difficult, just that it's much easier to concentrate on one at a time so you don't accidentally screw it up. Russian Subway Dogs also has an endless mode, which is all about getting that maximum score. Luckily, this section of the game does have online leaderboards, which can be something to compete for. In Endless, they don't hold anything back, so it's advised to play through the campaign first to get introduced to the mechanics. Playing through the campaign will also unlock more endless levels. If you do pick up Russian Subway Dogs, be warned that it's guilty of showing diagrams to explain everything instead of showing the player. I rushed past them, but had to go back to understand the scoring system and some of the smaller details of the game. Just keep it in mind. What I will say is that the mechanics work really well. The juggling feels consistent, and I can push food exactly where I want it to go. That means I can even get it across the screen pretty reliably, which is important, since most of the time you'll want to cook the food you can reach because of the other dogs. I do have a small issue with jumping and air control that isn't as easy to pick up. For some reason, I have trouble jumping to catch food. It feels like I don't have complete control, but I might just need more practice with jumping. Out of the many unexpected mechanics introduced, my favorite is chocolate. As you probably know, dogs are not supposed to eat chocolate, and that doesn't stop them in real life or this game. But in the game, it's used as a risk-reward mechanic, and it's one of the highest valued items. You can juggle it for even more points. The catch is that it makes your hunger bar go down much faster. So going for those huge points has a major downside, and you might have to scramble to get some food to make up for it. You can also use chocolate as a weapon. If you leave it for the other dogs to get, they will get sick and die. But not only do you lose out on the points, but you also get points deducted for that. You will not want to leave a chocolate bar that's been juggled for other dogs to eat. You have to be very careful and think about placement and if you can eat the chocolate bar. It's a very cool and rewarding mechanic. They really went all out for these unlockable characters in Russian Subway Dogs. They have Fidel from Fidel Dungeon Rescue, Kepler from Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, and Question Hound from the Gun Show comic, just to name a few. The art, style, and music are perfect for the theme of the game. The cute babushkas carrying huge fish and the shawarma-eating hot sauce guys are amazing. Everything was well thought out, and even though the developers did have a lot of fun making this stuff, the game is still very cohesive. The theme and gameplay work hand in hand to create an amazing experience. Overall, I like Russian Subway Dogs a lot. I don't understand why it's not getting more coverage. The gameplay is fun and unique, the music is good, and it's so damn cute. I love games that are unlike anything else I've ever played. I can feel the passion the developer poured into making this game too. I see there was a failed Kickstarter, but they released the game anyway, thankfully. I happily purchased this game, and I definitely recommend it. Consider sharing this video so the word spreads about Russian Subway Dogs. Thanks for watching.